Okay, welcome back to the 31 days of Halloween. I'm scared for my well-being now. I'm wearing like a Jack Skellington shirt and it's got, I almost said Sandy.
Sandy?
It's got Showie on it. And then
I got my Adam Sandler fit on.
So today, as you can tell by the title, we are talking about some cryptids. Cryptids are things that I love a lot. Like I want to see the Mothman.
I'm concerned about you today.
I want to have a tea party with Bigfoot. I don't even like tea. Are you still concerned?
Yep. It's getting worse.
So I have a list of cryptids to talk about, discuss.
Talk about and discuss are the same thing.
My mind is not here today. I don't know where it is. Probably in like Costa Rica or something. It's on vacation. That's all I know.
Who has the brain cell today?
You get it on the weekends. Buckle the up, because here we go. Okay, the first one is Mothman, and you have heard me talk about the Mothman so much in the last 4 years. If you're an OG, like, it is one of my all-time favorite cryptids. Like, I want to go Mothman hunting. I want to see the Mothman with my own eyes. I just want to experience it. And people are probably like, why would you want to do that?
I hate moths.
Well, yeah, but it's like a man. It's a Mothman.
I don't like man either, so.
So the Mothman is a West Virginia folklore story. The Mothman looks like a humanoid figure that stands about 10 feet tall with piercing red eyes. What would you do if you ever saw that?
I don't know, but you're not convincing me that I want to see the Mothman.
What? That's cool! From November 15th, 1966 to December 15th, 1967 is when all of the sightings started happening. They just came they just came out of nowhere, and they were circling from the Point Pleasant area that seems to be like the center point of where everything was going down. The source of the legend could possibly be from a sandhill crane. Apparently a sandhill crane can kind of look like a Mothman, I guess. Have you ever seen a sandhill crane?
Yeah, they're just
I don't think that they resemble what people were seeing, but you never know. In 1966, two gravediggers in Clendon, West Virginia were digging a grave in a cemetery when they saw a large dark figure fly over their heads. On November 15th, 1966, a few miles away from Clendon, two young couples said they saw a large white creature whose eyes glowed red standing at the side of the road near the TNT area. The TNT area is actually the site of the World War II munitions plant. So there's some chaos going in there within itself. But some think that this creature, this figure, what everybody started seeing could be some kind of genetic mutation made from all of the chemicals that were going on in the area. And there was actually a chemical accident at the plant, so what the heck could have gone on? I don't know. One person even described the figure as a slender, muscular man.
Is he like a man body with a moth head?
Yeah, he's got like a human body. One other person said that it was around 7 feet tall with white wings and that she was unable to discern its face from the hypnotic effect of its eyes. Both witnesses said that they were so terrified they just sped away in their cars. But as they were speeding away, the creature flew after them, chasing them in their car. How would you feel about that?
I'm just not going to West Virginia, that's how I feel about it.
West Virginia! Over the next few days, more reportings of a large bird with red eyes were popping up around the area. The most famous sighting of the Mothman came on December 15th of 1967. Locals claimed that they saw Mothman by the Silver Bridge that connected Point Pleasant, West Virginia to Gallipolis, Ohio, over the Ohio River. Allegedly, after the Mothman was spotted by this bridge, it collapsed. frightening. Like, I am already scared of bridges, like, that go over water. I can't.
Bridges that go over water.
Well, you know, some bridges go over like train tracks, some go over like a little creek, but no, like if we're talking a river, like the Mississippi River.
If we're talking a river.
The bridge collapsing resulted in 46 people dying. That is one of my biggest fears. I can't.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of bridges. I just don't like, I'm not a water person.
I know you're not.
It's a little spooky.
The reason that the bridge ended up collapsing was because of a fracture in the suspension chain. Was it because of the Mothman? Was it because, like, did the Mothman create something, a fracture, and then it just collapsed? Who knows?
If one fracture to like one part of the bridge caused the whole thing to collapse.
That is frightening.
That's what happened. Sounds like poor architecture. I've been real into architecture today.
Mothman is also said to appear during times of natural disaster and crisis. Like, some people were claiming that they saw him on 9/11 flying around the buildings.
Maybe he's a superhero and people just think that he causes bad things, but he's actually saving people.
Some say that he is a sign of bad luck, but others think that he is actually there to warn people that there is impending danger coming and to leave.
Superhero. That makes him a little less spooky.
Batman, is that you?
The red eyes is just his x-ray vision.
The Mothman legend is so extremely popular in West Virginia that they have a Mothman festival every single year, and it is so freaking popular. What do you rate the Mothman out of 10? Like, 10, love, want to go see, 1, stay the hell away from me.
Well, if we think about him like a superhero, I'd give him a 5. But if we're thinking about him like he's spooky, I give him a 1, because that's terrifying.
I give him a 10. Like, come to my house.
Not when I'm here.
You'll leave, you'll be like, impending doom is about to happen. I'm going home.
She'll write you into the schedule when I'm not here. The next one we're doing is the Loch Ness Monster.
Ooh.
Most people know about this one, but maybe not the whole story. The Loch Ness Monster is Scottish folklore. Don't they call her a girl?
Yeah, Nessie.
Nessie. I'm gonna say she.
She. Nessie girl.
I'm gonna give her pronouns.
Oh, gotta be careful doing that these days.
Possibly non-existent things. It's probably okay.
So what got you canceled on the internet? I gave the Loch Ness Monster a pronoun.
She inhabits Loch Ness in the Scottish Highlands. She's large, long-necked, with one or more humps that stick out of the water.
Same.
The naming of the monster came on August 13th when the Courier published George Spicer's alleged sighting, and soon it got worldwide attention. He described it as a monster fish or a sea serpent or dragon, but the final name being the Loch Ness Monster and nicknamed Nessie. Isn't that cute? You nicknamed my daughter after the Loch Ness Monster? The earliest sighting came in the life of Saint Columba in the 6th century AD. Irish monk Saint Columba was staying in the land of the Picts with some companions. He witnessed residents burying a man by the river Ness. They explained to him the man they were burying was swimming in the river when he was attacked by a water beast. It mauled him and dragged him underwater. They tried to rescue him by boat, but their attempt failed. Columba then sent a follower out into the river to swim across. The beast approached him, and Columba then made the sign of the cross and said, "Go no further, do not touch that man, go back at once." The beast stopped like it had been pulled back with ropes and swam away. There's a big debate on how true this story actually is. In October 1871 or 1872, D. Mackenzie of Balnain saw an object resembling a log or an upturned boat wriggling and churning in the water, moving slowly at first before disappearing at a faster speed. In 1888, Mason Alexander MacDonald sighted a large, stubby-legged animal surfacing from the loch and propelling itself within 50 yards of the shore where he stood. Many other sightings occurred in the following years. It's one of Scotland's most famous urban legends.
So on a scale of 1 to 10.
10.
10.
I love the Loch Ness Monster.
Me too. I want to go and see. I want to go to Loch Ness and try to find Nessie.
I don't think she's mean.
No, she's probably nice.
She's a sweet girl.
Little sea serpent. And 1888 is also when Jack the Ripper was out causing chaos. Just one country over.
Maybe it was Nessie.
Yeah, she's swimming all the way to England.
You never know.
The next cryptid is the skunk ape. Ow, I pulled my hair. Have you ever heard of the skunk ape?
I don't think so.
It's odd. The skunk ape is southeastern United States folklore. The skunk ape has been appearing since European settlers first came to the area, so that is so long ago. It is a cryptid, ape-like looking creature. It is prominent in Florida.
Sounds like Florida.
Florida's got all that crazy things going on. If you're from Florida, let me know if you've ever seen the skunk ape. It inhabits forests and swamps. Icky. It's commonly called the Florida Bigfoot or the cousin of Bigfoot because of the similarities that it has. A bipedal ape creature 5 to 7 feet tall, covered in mottled reddish-brown hair. It's a lot smaller than Bigfoot because Bigfoot's said to be like 10, 12 foot tall, and this one is only 5 to 7 feet tall, so.
If he's only 5 feet tall, that would make him just kind of cute.
He'd be shorter than us.
Sick. Oh.
It's named for its stinky odor. People say that it resembles a skunk. I guess if you had reddish brown hair and you were living in a swamp, that would probably get stinky.
I don't know what the reddish brown hair has to do with it.
I don't know. In 1818, in what is now Apalachicola, Florida, a local newspaper reported a man-sized monkey raiding food stores and stalking fishermen along the shore. In Seminole and Miccosukee culture, there are stories of a foul-smelling, physically powerful, and secretive creature called Esti Kapkaki. The name translates to furry tall man or hairy giant. In 1929, at the Perry Bat Tower in the Florida Keys, there was a sighting of an ape-like beast. It inspected the bat tower after it had been stalked with bats. It shook the tower, driving off the bats, and ran into the woods. In 1942, in Suwannee County, a man claimed he saw a creature running out of the brush line while he was driving down an isolated road. He said it grabbed onto his vehicle and beat on the running boards for half a mile before running off.
I'd be like, no!
In the beginning of the 1940s in Putnam County, Florida, there were many sightings of this creature. They ended up calling it the Barden Booger. There is no way that I cannot say that with a country accent.
Barden Booger.
Barden Booger.
Barnes and Nobles.
In the 1960s in Central Florida, many more sightings came about of this creature doing weird things. A family witnessed an ape-like creature around their home approaching the windows. Reports of the skunk ape were very common in the 1950s through the 1970s, and reports are still coming in to this day. 48 out of 67 counties in Florida have had skunk ape encounters. That's a lot. State park officials say that what they're seeing is not a skunk ape. It is an American black bear with mange. I don't know. Like, how many American black bears have mange?
Yeah, and that all the different counties?
Yeah, like I know that mange does, like, awful things to animals and makes them act crazy, but I don't know.
But a bear and a monkey don't look alike.
No.
Even if like a bear was bald or like had bald patches, and
Crazy.
Still doesn't look like a monkey.
Yeah. So what do you give that out of 10?
I'll give it a 7.
I give it a 4 just because I don't want to deal with the smell. I don't want to see it.
I want to see it because I want to know if it's 5 foot or if it's 7 foot, because 7 foot would be a little spooky and it would be like, whoa.
Okay, maybe from a distance or like when I'm in a car so I don't have to smell it because I will vomit.
A 5 foot, it would be, I'm still terrified.
Maybe we could give it a bath.
Right. Nobody thought of that.
Let's go out into the wilderness, get this creature, and give him a bath.
We could get squirt guns and fill them with tomato juice. Isn't that what you do for skunks?
Yeah.
Okay, the next one is Bigfoot.
Yes.
I'm sure everyone has heard of Bigfoot.
If you haven't, I'm very disappointed.
That'd be really weird if somebody hadn't heard of Bigfoot.
Like, get cultured.
Hopefully you've all heard of Bigfoot. Bigfoot is North American folklore. He's an ape-like cryptid. I'm sorry, I don't know if he's a he.
I always call him a he.
Okay.
I don't know, he just seems masculine.
He gets nails did. He's also called Sasquatch. He inhabits the forests and mountain areas of North America. He's a large, muscular, ape-like creature covered in black or reddish-brown colored hair. He is 6 to 9 feet tall, which is terrifying.
I just said earlier that he's like 10 to 12 feet tall, so I'm like, oops. I'll take that back.
He's man-like with reports of a human face, broad shoulders, no visible neck, and long arms. At night, his eyes, see, now you're pronouning him. Pronouning? Is that a word? At night, his eyes glow yellow or red. The stench he emits is said to be extremely foul. Michael Rugg said, imagine a skunk that had rolled around in dead animals and had hung around the garbage pits. It's like kind of like the skunk ape, but I forgot what his name was already. And so I was like, kind of like that one guy we just talked about. His footprints are said to be up to 24 inches long, which is what he's named after.
Bigfoot.
That is a Bigfoot.
That is.
It's like, is this 2 feet?
I don't know.
I don't know either. It's not even on camera.
We're not very good at that. Admit.
That's a Bigfoot, which
Hang on.
is
Hang
fitting.
on.
What?
I gotta take measures.
Oh, good.
Okay, here's 1 foot.
Well, I was way off.
Here 2 feet.
Oh, maybe I wasn't.
Here is.
No, I was way off because I was like this.
This is 2 feet long. So imagine a footprint being this big.
Imagine a foot. I thought you were gonna smack me in the face.
No, it was just being flimsy. Imagine being roundhoused by a foot that big.
Probably wouldn't make it. Before the legend of Bigfoot we know of, many indigenous cultures across North America had stories of mysterious hairy creatures that lived in the forests. In the late 1800s and into the 1900s is when North American settlers started to have reports of Bigfoot. In 1811, British explorer David Thompson is sometimes credited with the first discovery of Bigfoot footprints. Hundreds of sightings, footprints, and pictures have been added to the collection of evidence. None of it has been able to be verified as legit Bigfoot evidence. Bigfoot is said to move through the mountains and the forest, either silently or emitting a high-pitched cry. Any dogs can hear him? Ow! Some say Bigfoot is able to time travel through dimensions and teleport to different areas. That'd be pretty cool.
We used to go Bigfoot hunting. Then my dad took my phone because he thought we were talking dirty in here. No, because like we were Bigfoot hunting out my window that's right there that faces into a neighbor's yard. And I was like, dude, I bet like if I take a picture on my phone, I'll capture Bigfoot walking through the yard.
We were stupid, it's fine.
But the thing is that I didn't take a picture and the flash on my camera went off and then my TV turned off at the same time. And we started freaking out. We were like, oh no, oh no. It probably wasn't Bigfoot.
Probably not.
No, it was probably just us not having brain cells and being scared.
True story, we have no brain cells.
As they can tell by watching this. So, what do you rate it?
I'll give Bigfoot a 10.
I'll say 10. I'd like to see him.
Have you ever seen Harry and the Hendersons?
No.
It's like a Bigfoot Sasquatch movie thing.
I really like Bigfoot. I feel like he would be nice to me if I ever saw him. He'd be like, you can be the first one that like, we should just get a bunch of beef jerky and go out into the woods.
Because he eats beef jerky?
Have you not seen the commercials for like the beef jerky and they got Bigfoot in on it?
No.
Oh.
The Geico commercial with the caveman.
And now we go to shadow people, which some people say that it's cryptid, it's not a cryptid. I'm adding it in just because I like shadow people and my life is haunted by them.
Pretty sure there's one in my house.
Shadow people have been reported since literally the beginning of history. When people existed, people were seeing shadow figures. They have been seen all around the world, like every country, Everybody's probably seen one at some point in their lives. They just didn't know it, or they were like skeptic and they were like, no, that was just like out of the corner of my eye. Which shadow people are usually just seen out of the corner of your eyes for a few seconds, and then when you look up, they're gone. They will normally look like just a regular human shadow. People will think that somebody is there with them, like, you know,
like that.
Yeah. Like, people will think that someone's like coming into the room to talk to them or something. They glance up, no one's there, and they're like, well, I just saw somebody. But when a person realizes that they're not seeing a human, the shadow person will just vanish into thin air and make people question reality. Shadow figures will normally move in quick, jerky movements. It won't look like they're walking like a normal human. They can range from looking like a misty substance to being a full-on black, can't see through it kind of figure. Some of them have eyes, which I find very creepy. Like, I'm okay with seeing a shadow figure, but put eyes on it and I'm gonna be a little freaky. And some of them have different colored eyes.
I'm gonna be a little freaky.
Oh, did I say that? Oh no.
You said put eyes on them, I'm gonna be a little freaky.
Oh no, not what I meant. I'm gonna be freaked out, bro. Their eyes can range from being red, white, yellow. Like, people have reported all different kinds of colors. There's a debate between shadow figures. Some people think that when you see them, like, they are evil, they want to hurt you, but others think that they are some kind of guardian angel and they're not here to hurt you, they're just here watching over you. Others believe that some shadow figures are just time travelers and that they are just going from one dimension to the next. Like, you're seeing them for a quick second here because they're stopping on this plane and then hopping over to the next one. And that goes into a whole debacle of dimension talk that it gets me down a rabbit hole. And some have said that when they looked up, the shadow figure didn't go away, and then when they looked it in the eyes, they just emitted this white staticky scream that pierced their ears. Like, that would be...
No, thank you.
It can sound like static, crackling wood, things of that kind of nature.
Crackling wood's kind of calming.
And some people say that when they do see these shadow figures, it's almost like they're in a trance and they're paralyzed, they can't get up, they can't move, they can't look away, and it feels like they're just in a staring contest. Many hospital workers say that right before one of their patients dies, they'll actually see shadow figures in the room. Could they be welcoming a person as they pass? Now, this last one that Carly's about to talk about transitions from shadow people into more of a like, shadow people is pretty vague, so this one focuses on one kind of shadow person that people see.
Oh no!
Let me get my Benadryl.
Okay, the next one is about the Hat Man. I don't know why I said it like that, like we were gonna tell a bedtime story. And now we're gonna talk about the Hat Man.
I'm gonna take enough Benadryl and you will go to bed seeing the Hat Man.
Nope, I don't think I've ever taken Benadryl, like literally ever in my life.
I have to take it like all the time whenever I have a reaction.
The Hat Man is one of the most famous shadow people. He's a solid black man with a wide-brimmed hat and a long trench coat. He is seen as physically solid and not able to see through, so he's opaque. Sometimes he has a goatee, sometimes he doesn't have a face at all. He can bring a feeling of malevolence and is curious about his victims. He likes to bring fear into people that he visits. Some go as far as to call him the devil because of the fear they feel when they see him. People have tried to debunk shadow people as being hallucinations or a figment of imaginations.
I have seen a lot of shadow people in this house. One of the most prominent experiences I've had, outside of my door, right to the left, like as soon as you walk out, there is a closet, and I keep a lot of my older clothes in there, like from school, and some hoodies. I was sitting on the floor folding the hoodies one day, and my mom was the only one home besides me, and she was outside. I didn't know that. I thought she was still in here. And out of the corner of my eye, I see like a shadow walk through the living room to the window. And like my mom will walk through the living room, stand at the window and just look out. And that's what the shadow figure was doing. Like it remained in my peripheral vision. I started talking because I thought it was my mom and she wasn't answering. And I looked up and it was gone. And I was like, what the heck? I go into the kitchen, look out the window, my mom's standing in the backyard. And I was like, oh, who was that?
Ma'am?
And then I told my mom, and my mom was like, you see it too?
Oh my god.
And I was like, oh, I didn't know we're sharing stories now.
Yeah, that happens to me every so often. Like, I'll be like cleaning up after my kids go to bed or something, and I'll be like, nope. Like, I'll think one of my kids walked in the room or something, and I'll just be like, gotta mind my business. And then my kids also said that they've seen a shadow man. They called it a man. A shadow man. And then like my little sisters grew up in the same house and they've also seen a shadow man. I've never seen, I mean, maybe the out of the corner of my eye thing is the same. I don't know.
But you've never seen it like face on.
Yeah, I've never seen it in a way that I could be like, oh, it's a man. Like, yeah. I've just seen like where I'm like, oh, I think I'm just crazy.
Spooky. What do you give shadow people on the Hat Man?
Shadow people, I'll give them a 9 because I don't think they're mean.
Yeah.
Because I haven't had any problems.
Yeah, me either. So I'd say 9.
But
they just exist.
I give the Hat Man like a 3 because he's spooky.
I've seen the Hat Man before. I owe him a lot of money and he needs to pay my taxes. So if you liked these, like and comment, subscribe. Tell us in the comments what your favorite cryptid is. Let us know if there's any other cryptids that you want us to do. I know that there's so many cryptids. We can spend all day talking about them. We can spend hours and...
We already have. You don't know that.
You're just not in front of the camera. So I hope you're enjoying the 31 days of Halloween and we will see you tomorrow. Well, you'll see us tomorrow. We won't see you tomorrow.
Should be my new...
Oh, my neck.
How are you messing with your hands and you almost broke your neck?
Oh, my neck. Because my shoulder went up and I made my neck crack. Okay, we will see you tomorrow. Bye.